Good morning. It's Joshua Taylor coming to you from my little place in Boston Bar, North Bend. Actually, on the Boston Bar side. Just woke up from a dream about 15 minutes ago. In the dream, I was being shown things. It was like a native setting. Uh, it had something to do with the natives and the white people. And in the dream, I saw I was being shown these places of refuge. I guess that's the only thing I could say. These kingdom camps, it was symbolic, but I knew that it had to do with these refuge areas. And oh, the dream's kind of slipping, but I saw them received by the native people, and then the white people became involved, and I knew that these places they were mask free. They were mask free areas. Just like when uh, Moses stood before Pharaoh and gave him God's demands, right? It says to let my people go, and there's a fight, but overall, each time that Moses was brought before Pharaoh, his heart was hardened, but God met his demands one way or another. He forced his hand, and that's what I saw. I saw these kingdom camps. They got out these kingdom camps, and it was received by the natives. Then the white people, they also received them, right? And so that's the nutshell of the what I was being shown. I was being shown in a dream. So I get up this morning and walk outside, and what do I see? I see this rainbow. It just appeared. It was exactly 6 o'clock in the morning on this 12th day of July, and I could see both sides of the rainbow. As I went, and I was standing at the front entrance of the trailer here. It was perfectly formed. It was so crystal clear, and the ends of it were going right into the mountains. Across the way. I was looking from the Boston Bar side across the Fraser River to the North Bend side, and I've seen this perfectly formed rainbow. I did manage to get my camera going and take some pictures, but it was absolutely incredible. And you never see a rainbow like this first thing in the morning, and it's totally overcast. I don't see no sun, but I could see sun was breaking out on the right hand arm of the uh, arc of the rainbow, right? And I could see a light right at the base, and it was shining up at an arc to the left side, and the only place where there was a little bit of sun shining between the arcs. It's so incredible. I've seen lots of rainbows, and so I managed to take a picture of it. And I remember about a year ago, maybe a year ago, when the last time I moved to North Bend. I stayed there for the winter before I had this little place here, and I had a dream, and in this dream I was standing on the highway that on the road that goes uh, starts from the outside of North Bend, and it goes to goes to the dump and all that. And that road has just been paved too for about 10 kilometers. And some friends that I got to know, they're actually retired here, and they're living in the area where I'm at. They developed what's called Tranquility Station in 1973. Tranquility Station, and if you Google it, it'll come up. Apparently, it's got quite a bit of hits on the site. I don't know if the site's still active, but if you Google Tranquility Station, it'll come up, and that's about 45 minutes drive on the North Bend side, going up toward the Nahatlatch. They have river rafting up there, so you turn off about half an hour up, and it takes you up about 3,500 feet or something like that. I know Dave and Heidi. God used Dave to establish Tranquility Station 40 years ago, and but they came down because of their health. Nobody's up there, and the government has it fenced off. But I had a dream where I was standing on this highway that extends from outside of North Bend going up, and I remember standing on the road, and I seen all these campers just probably a kilometer long. The people, and I knew they were people that had money. They had all these fancy campers, and I remember talking to this woman there on the highway. And there's also another sister. Her name is Anna. She saw the same thing. She saw. She didn't see a convoy, but she saw people up in Tranquility. It was reestablished. This place was reestablished. It's a perfect place, probably for several hundred people, and it's high up. The Fraser River, on the Boston Bar side here, Boston Bar could get flooded over because all it would take is for Hell's Gate to fall in, and this place would be underwater in a short time. Right, 45 minutes, the water would back up to Fraser, and this place would be buried. So they got jets on standby, and in case that happens. And there's a lot of people here in the Fraser Canyon. The Hell's Gate. It's only 10 kilometers from here toward Hope. But that was quite remarkable this morning, and I knew that what the Lord showed me had to do with these kingdom camps, with what I'm designing, and it had to do with the shed shelters. It had to do with the shed shelters that I want to start designing and building, and I made it possible to develop these kingdom camps, because you got a ready-made a bug-out camper, right? Or not bug-out camper, bug-out cabin that you can set up. And then a day you're set up. You got your living, and you can set them up pretty well anywhere. All you have to do is put a little bit of do a little bit of foundation work, and you're good to go. But that was something this morning when I stepped out. Went to look outside because it was raining, right? So I went to check these out, and I seen this perfectly formed rainbow directly across from where I was standing, facing the North Bend side. So maybe you intercessors out there, maybe you would have something to add to this, but I take it as being a sign that God's going to move on these shed shelters to start building these kingdom camps, because that's what Jesus calls them. He calls them kingdom camps. I remember about 4 years ago. I was at my sister's in Port Alberni. And I got up one morning, and it was about the time that they were having problems with the homeless and in Abbotsford, right? You know, they had all these collection of tents set up, this tent city. And I got up and I asked the Lord, says, "What do you call me to do? You know what's my purpose in life here?" And I heard two audible words, and the Lord said, "Kingdom camps." And so I think we're right at the time where these kingdom camps to start going up. It's going to have to be something that's going to happen right away. You know, we don't have next year to prepare people. This is it. So I'm just praying that you get on board with what the Lord's put in my hand to do. I'm at the place. The Lord said I'm going to be done working here on this little project, building the add-on to the trailer by the end of the month, and next week I'll be all set up where I'll have a feature wall that I can start doing these presentations, right. So I'm picking up the stuff this weekend. I'm taking the time off, going to see my friend Johnny. Well, I'll pray about it. So there is there is uh, a promise in this rainbow that I saw. It was so fantastic, right? And I know it breaks the Father's heart that his people are not gathering. You know, they're being forced to separate. But the Lord is saying to let his people go and to start coming together in these kingdom camps and these shed shelter cabins. They give you the perfect means by which you can do this. So just sharing. No, I haven't had time to make coffee this morning because I knew I had to get this video out. So this is video 232. You know, again, you add those numbers up and you got 7. So it's, I think, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So it's pretty incredible. All right, going to leave it here. This is Joshua Taylor, Donald D. Taylor, coming to you from here in my little place in Boston Bar. And I have opened up a PayPal account, and I have to link my new bank card with it. So I need to do this over the weekend. So those of you that want to donate to help me start this next project on building these shed shelter systems, you'll be able to do so. I'm pretty well exhausted my finances, you know, building this addition here, and so I can get a start on it. And so I'm going to do a cross-sectional view to build the full cabin. It's about a 5-phase construction, but it's something that can come apart in 4 or 5 hours and set up in about 4 or 5 hours if you got about 3 people. And you would have a 16 by 24 foot living area, and with front and back porch, and there's a number of features that go along with this. But we're at that point, and if we don't prepare, if we don't take heed, it's going to be sad to see so many people trapped in destruction under military lockdown when this next COVID-2 goes out. And this is what Sadhu Selvaraj saw. He saw this next COVID come go out, and he told a story about when the Israel was under attack by this king, and they had no defense. And this is during the time of Isaiah. And so Isaiah, the king prayed, and God sent Isaiah to the king, and the Lord said that he's going to handle the situation. And the Lord said he's going to send his a destroying angel, right? So what happened in the morning? There were 185,000 of this foreign army. They were dead. They were killed by a plague. And I know that Sadhu told the story that this next COVID too is going to be like that. It's going to be a targeted attack. It's going to be the vengeance of the Lord being poured out, right, because of the unborn. Going to end it here. This is Joshua Taylor coming to you from my little place in Boston Bar, British Columbia.